Hello everyone, my name is the Radman and we are back for another episode of PC Building Simulator. So far we've got 2 new jobs for tomorrow and we're waiting on this processor. So we've already ordered it, so we can now go to the next day. I wonder if the game got updated. I don't. I'll have to rewatch an older video, but I could have sworn that it never had a sound before for opening and closing that door. Weird. That or I'm hearing things, which is also highly probable. Anyway, let's get this sucker fired up. I am amazed that you will run without the CPU fan. That is not recommended. Let's just say not recommended at all for someone to do to their computer. Anyway, let's get 3D Mark on you so that you can be doing that. And after I record this episode, I probably should go and record some Dirty Bomb, because I was like, wait a second, I haven't done that in forever. Oh no. So... oh, I know what the problem with this one is. This one is going to have the problem of no thermal paste, because it was built by the last guy, so we can just fix this now instead of running 3D Mark and having it crash the computer first, which is what you're supposed to do if the thermal paste is out, because running 3D Mark will make the CPU overheat, and that crashes the computer in this game. I don't know if that would actually crash the computer in real life. I think more than likely a modern CPU would be able to throttle itself to keep it from, you know, having too many issues. Anyway, let's get this running, and then get this running in a few seconds. And let's see, what was this one? Okay. Oh, it's just 2 replacings. Okay. Interesting. I'll have to wait a second for this to get done. But yeah, I don't know. I hope you guys are enjoying this series so far. I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. I don't know. I've never been good at, like, sounding like I'm interested in something, even if I am. So, forgive me if I sound like I'm not having fun or I'm not interested, because I actually am. I just don't sound like it all the time. Anyway, I think the next thing we're going to go for is either the quick screw tool, or we might even try PCbay. In fact, let's go to PCbay, and when I said PCbay, I meant system info. Let's get this installed. Are you done? No. And yes, because pretty soon, like within, I'm pretty sure we should be within about 10 or 15 jobs of getting custom building like orders. So what we can do now is, if we think, like, for instance, I'll just show you guys why this is a good thing to have, because they are used. But for instance, let's just look up what an i5 6600K is normally. So if, like, it's 180 as compared to 140. So I don't know, I think these are guaranteed to always be lower than the shop price, or else it wouldn't make much sense to have PCbay. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to buy some processors and stuff, because since the 2 jobs that we have now are pretty much done, once they're done, or once the 3D Mark is done, which that one is too, so these are actually both good, which means we're gonna make probably $400 off of those at least. Let's see. I said let's see. Okay. Yeah, 255 and then 150, so yeah, about 400 or 500. Do not crash. That was so weird. I think my graphics card might be getting old. That or my screen capture software is just having issues, which could be that. I'll probably just have to go check for updates for it after I finish recording this video. Anyway, let's see. GTX 970 Gaming. Do I have one of those? I thought I had one of those. GTX. No, I guess I don't. So with a replace thing like this, you can either replace it outright or you can upgrade it. So I usually try and upgrade graphics cards if I can. Just because if I already have them on hand, it's more worth it to just upgrade it, because most of the time the upgrading stuff is stuff that I've already gotten from a previous mission. Come on, select that cable. That's the one thing keeping me from taking this off, and I need to be able to take this power supply out. Is it really gonna make... It's really gonna make me take off the back panel just to get at that one wire. Why you do this? Anyway, so we need a Power King 400 and a GTX Gaming. So we shall get the GTX game. Dang it. I better go check what type this is. Okay, so it's a 970 Gaming. What did you do that for? Anyway, guys, sorry about that. I had to actually take those text messages because they were incredibly time sensitive. Anyway, and then this was a, oh my gosh, how many text messages can one person get? And this is just a Sean Power King 400, which even if we hadn't ordered one already off of PCbay, it would be faster just to buy these, because those have, I think, like, they aren't gonna be, oh yeah, you can see how spread out all those things are that we ordered. Might make it a little confusing to complete orders, you know, because won't be able to quite tell what things are what. Like if we get some of those parts, I won't be able to remember whether they're for a project or not. Oh, we actually, oh, I should have bought more RAM. But I'm gonna just hope that they don't have some random stick of 2 gig that I've never seen before. Actually, we should be fine either way, because yeah, I do have... I guess this is a 4 gig. I thought it was a 2 gig, so either way we're good. CPU, we might have an upgrade for. We ordered those, so we're done for the day. Let us go and be done. There we go. Haha. Nice. Oh, and our USB drive finally got here. Which one? Okay, both of you need 3D Mark, and I think this one does too. So I should have probably picked up the one that only needed the... Yeah, let's go grab the one that only needed the RAM, because we can start the RAM one running almost right away. All I gotta do is peek in there and change out or add a stick of RAM. Looks like we're going to be able to use up that 2 gig stick of this, which is very nice, because it's weird, because the lower varieties of this you don't usually ever see them. You can sometimes get the 4 gig from a computer, but that almost no one, when they bring in their computers for upgrading RAM, has 2 gig sticks of that. So usually if you want to actually use it, you have to end up buying more of it, which is a complete waste of time. Anyway, there we go. And yes, and you just needed this card replaced and the power supply, which we shall do promptly after we run 3D Mark on this computer. Okay, put the drive in this one. Graphics cards, please. Good, that's the same card, that's good to see. Screw you in. It'll auto-connect itself, then put in the power supply, and we shall be good. Now all we need to do is connect all the cables, and then start this sucker up, and then we'll worry about putting together this case, because that will take a little tiny bit of time. Okay, come on. I need to get 3D Mark running because it takes forever. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay, we'll see if we can slap on the PCI lock, because that doesn't take too long to put back on. Good, restart, put on a side panel while we're waiting. Come on. Oh, can I get it? Eh, we were close enough. Go. And I'm pretty sure the other one, I can't look at it from this angle. We'll put this PSU mount on and then check and see if the other one's done. Because if the other one's done, we'll go stick it out in the hallway. Okay, are you done? No, you're not. Good. Well, not good if it isn't done by the time I get done putting this side panel on. But that does mean that both of these are ready to go, which is nice. Okay, swap you. And let's see if we can get you up and running PC, or 3D Mark. I don't know why I keep wanting to call it PC Mark. It's 3D Mark, my friend, not PC Mark. And let's see what type of CPU you have. I guess actually that CPU program could be useful. Okay, this is an upgrade, so we gotta get something better than a quad core 1300X. Okay, 5 quad core 1400. Oh, look. Previous filter actually did that for us. Very good. And that way we can just pop that out when tomorrow gets here, but for now let's turn in the one that we do have done. CPU overclocking. Haha. Yeah, I don't know. I've not really used the overclocking in this game, mainly because I don't want to break components. Oh, this is one of those challenges, because once you can overclock, you have access to these building an entire PC from scratch thing, and you can kind of cheat on them as long as it doesn't have a 3D Mark score, which I wouldn't take anyway if it did, because we will have 500 gigabytes of storage. Actually, it may pay us to just pay for a different storage, because I remember I ordered a terabyte one off of the eBay ripoff. Let's just see. And I could go crazy and just buy everything, but I think, I don't know, this bronze one might be useful, but I don't know. If you're gonna custom build the entire computer, unless you already have the parts from PCbay, it's usually just better to buy them all when you need them, instead of waiting for like 20-day shipping. That'll be good. Okay, so let's get all the parts ordered for this, which will mean that we're not wasting our money paying for the shipping for one item. So the first thing I always do when I'm going to be building a computer in this game is I look and see what processor it's going to be based on, because unless it has a requirement like it has to have this processor or better, or it must run this program, you are pretty much free to use whatever you want, especially on the budget computers, which usually you just want to go with whatever your cheapest CPU is, which in my case would be this guy right here. So we just need to make sure that we get the Skylake socket on our motherboard. And same with graphics cards, we can just pretty much put in whatever one we want. So we'll filter it by Skylake, and then we'll just buy the cheapest one. And then memory, Memory, we'll just stick in this 2 gigabytes so we don't have to buy any. We'll just buy the cheapest hard drive, which I think, that's not even the right one. Upgrade to, okay, so 500 gigabytes of storage is fine. It just confused me because upgrading would suggest you already had a PC and I was modifying it in my mind, but that's not what we're doing. So I think we'll just buy 2 8 gig sticks. It'll be 140 bucks, but we're still not over $300. And we're pretty much almost done with all the components. Oh, I guess I forgot to count the $50 for this, so we are over 300. We'll just buy, I like to buy the $60 power supply just because I've had issues with if I use slightly nicer parts just because I don't have any older parts on hand. I've had wattage issues, but if you go with the slightly nicer ones, I've never had an issue with those. And then I always just get the cheapest case that they have because it'll fit all the types of motherboard that are in the game right now. CPU cooling, we will need to buy a cooler because we have not, like, replaced a cooler or anything like that yet. And case fans, we'll just buy 2 $13 case fans. I don't know if it actually gets mad at you if you don't use case fans, but I don't want to really test that theory. Oh, I think for it to actually register this, we have to take this build sticker and stick it here, and then it should say that we've spent less than I did not know that you could actually do that, guys. I did not know that if you bought all the parts for the computer and had them shipped before you put the sticker on that desk, I did not know it would not track how much money you'd spent. That is hilarious. Because, I mean, it really doesn't know on this long list of stuff, by the way, you know, what's what and for what. Because, yeah. That's just something I did not expect. Anyway, let's turn off the computer and the main... I meant the lights, not the computer. And the first thing we'll do tomorrow is install that new CPU. I think the last thing we'll do actually is build the new computer. Just because the only other job we have is upgrading the CPU. So all we need to do is just check what CPU we're going to be upgrading to. Take you, put you in here. Good. Get our USB stick out. Oh, we already had one in there. Nice. I'm actually outthinking myself today. And we'll make sure we put back on the same cooler so it doesn't yell at us about inferior parts. Because that would be very, very bad. So I guess we will actually start assembling the new computer because, as we all know, 3D Mark does take its sweet, sweet time with running. Okay, get that installing. We'll go grab the case, and then by the time we get back in here, that should be ready to restart, or just about. And then with these cases, if you guys are going to play this game, I'll show you the method that I've found that works best for building a computer in these cheap, I think these are like $60 cases. So what you do is you'll need to remove both sides because the drive bay slides out backwards. So then you open a drive bay, start 3D Mark, and then you're going to want to also take off the PSU cover and the front panel and this filter panel. And I've found that you don't have to put any fans on the top to have a passing. I'm actually not even sure if you have to put in 2 fans or if just the one fan that comes in the case will do it, but just to be safe, I always put in 2 cheap fans when I'm building computers. Because nobody has brought back a computer I built unless it was to upgrade, like, the processor or something. Like, usually there's no... I don't even know if it's a mechanic in the game that you can have people, complain of overheating if you don't cool a case right. I wouldn't be surprised if it's something that was added in the future, but I don't think it's actually a thing right now in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, use our Cooler Master. I just noted that noticed that this is a Cooler Master branded tube of thermal paste. And which one of these are we going to stick in? Probably the cheapest one, which is ironically this thing. Then again, I think this Wind Force thing is actually one of the worst cards you can have, because I want to get rid of all my junk graphics cards. So if we have a Wind Force 2G, I guess the Wind Force 4G isn't actually the worst thing on this planet. It's pretty close. But the EVGA 1030 SC and the EVGA 1050 Ti Gaming are also pretty craptastic. I think this, yeah, I think this guy will fit on, no, he actually does not fit on one line. Or, I don't know what you'd call that. I can't think today. My brain is just fried. Oh, for such a crappy computer with such good RAM. I'm just glad I noticed that before I went and bought the stuff, or else I would have had, or actually I wouldn't have bought the stuff, and then I would have been a day delayed on this project. Okay, and then all we have to do now is put in the power supply and cable stuff. And since we don't have to run 3D Mark, speaking of which, are you done? Yes, you are. We will switch you out real quick, just so I don't forget that this one exists. And let's get your CPU ordered, because I would be amazed if I already have an upgraded CPU of the one you need. 1300X. There's almost no chance I have a 1300X, but I don't have an upgraded version of that. Which, if I remember right, the upgraded of, yeah, is the 1400. So let's get a 1400. Oh no. Okay, guys. Anyway, sorry about that. Let's get our 1400 ordered, and then let's finish this. I just realized I had to go do something with my dog, called taking him to the bathroom, and I may have left the computer running. I also realized I forgot to install the fans, which we shall do once all of this other crap is hooked up. Okie dokie. Get our 2 fans, stick them here. Then once these are hooked up, we can boot it. And I did remember, when you boot it the first time, it does have to have the USB drive in, because that's where it gets its operating system from, is that drive. So don't forget that. It's kind of important. And then these fans are so weird, because one of them connects there, and then they connect together, and then this one connects back to this one, which is just weird. Anyway, let's start her up. Looks like it's gonna work. It'll take a minute for it to image the system, or I think that's what it calls it, is imaging. Something like that. It'll take it a minute to do it either way. So let's start putting crap back together. Gave him literally the world's worst everything else, and good RAM. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Anyway, let's get this sucker done. And then I got a message, and it's getting really hot in this room. Anyway, I think we're going to call that an end to this episode, because I got a few other things I need to do. So thank you guys for watching. My name is the Rad Man. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!